first.
Thank you. All right, so everything in this universe is made out of parts, and it has a cause, potency. Correct? Okay, so
Yep.
atheists believe the Big Bang, a force that interacted with that infinitely dense, infinitely hot universe, okay? So, because it had to interact with that to create it, all of those have parts. They all have potency, right? The Big Bang has potency.
Yep.
Okay, so the Big Bang is not an actus purus. It is not a first cause because it has potency. Anything with potency has to be created by something else. It has to, again, have a cause. Now, if you were to say that something else created the Big Bang, through atheist logic, that would have to have potency, and then something else would have to have potency, and then the universe would have to go back infinitely. So I want you to imagine an elevator, or like with a little hook right here, and there's a chain attached to it, okay? And the chain keeps falling as it grows bigger into this infinitless, bottomless pit, okay? And there's nothing to withhold it. So if everything is potent, and it just keeps going back with causes, that's physically impossible. There has to be a first cause, because it can't just keep going back. Does that make sense? Okay, now.
So wait, let me get this straight real quick. Something has to be there to like make the chain or whatever?
Yes, there has to be
originally.
Yes, there has to be an actus purus or a first cause to withhold the thing at the bottom, the first cause. So there's not a bottomless pit.
Let's
hold up. I'm not finished.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, it's completely fine. I sound like I'm finished sometimes because I take long breaks. Okay, so because of that, and now that I've proved that the Big Bang is made out of potency, so any other force would have potency because it would have to interact with an object. And anything with potency cannot be a first cause. Therefore, the only possible first cause is an actus purus, a creator that is without parts. Now, I want you to take this into account. In Christianity, the Bible, in the Old Testament, has a book that explains how the universe was created. And now that I've proved that an actus purus has to be a creator, and that is in the Bible, and then again, in the New Testament with Jesus has knowledge of all of this, and then people preach the word, and then this word gets all the way from back there, from here. Now that I proved to you that there's a God, wouldn't that make sense if it's the Christian God? Do you have any rebuttal?
So wait, you're saying he knows that? So wait, you're saying he knows that the Big Bang actually happened or something like that?
No, I'm saying that he knew because it worked through God. Moses knew because he worked through God. And I proved because he believes there's an actus purus, and now that I've proved there's an actus purus, and then now it explains how the actus purus, without parts, the first cause, created the universe, and that someone else, the Messiah, the Son of God, Jesus, explains that even further, and that all the way from Jesus' time comes all the way back to here. Now I proved to you that there's God. Wouldn't that make sense if it's the Christian God? Do you have any rebuttal to that?
Wait. What created God then?
That's the whole point. If God was potent and God was created by something, the atheist logic just comes right back, and how the universe just keeps falling, and there keeps being no first cause, and there's a cause to something because it has potent. And then that thing that made that cause is potent. And then it keeps going back in a potent loophole that doesn't have a first cause. That is physically impossible. So God is there the whole time. He's the actus purus. Does that make sense?
But you said he is the purus, and then the purus only happens because the Big Bang happened.
No. I'm saying in atheist logic, the Big Bang is potent, and I proved that the Big Bang was potent. So if the Big Bang is potent, it cannot be the first cause, and the only first cause would be an actus purus, God. Does that make more sense?
The first ever purus was God?
The first ever actus purus, without parts, would have to be a creator. And I've proved, and I've given you points, that it will be the Christian God. Do you have any like rebuttal or any more questions? I'm happy to explain. Or you can just end the debate. We're only like, it's at the perfect time, but it's completely your choice. Unless you have a rebuttal.
One more question.
Okay.
Here.
Okie dokie.
So, say, so God has the all-knowing knowledge, right?
Yep.
So, does that mean like he knows?
He knows everything. He knows in the future. And if you're going to use the evil God
Oh,
paradox,
he knows the future too?
he knows the future. So yes, he gave everyone free will. No matter what bad thing happens, it is out of love that he gives us choice. Also, yes, he knew everything. And I hope this makes sense to you because I've proved to you that there's an active purist. Also, I gotta go. Thank you for debating though, because most people refuse to.
Thank you for having me.
All right, subscribe guys. Goodbye. God.